Welcome to Weydii 252. I'm your host, Jamad Hashi. Thank you for tuning in. And today's news headlines are: Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre engages Somali women in dialogue on governance, security, and political participation. Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre emphasizes role of research and strategy in nation building at East Africa Scientific Conference. Ministry of Defense confirms suicide bombing near Charles Yad College in Mogadishu. Mayor of Mogadishu launches reconstruction of June 26 road in Northern District. Former Puntland speakers joins delegation in Las Anod ahead of SSC Khaatumo conference. Sanaag and Highland elders reject participation in SSC Khaatumo administration. Puntland supports the position taken by the traditional elders of Sanaag and Highland regarding the Khaatumo administration. Communications Minister attends a high-level summit in Geneva, highlights Somali digital development agenda. Top European Rights Court says Russia broke international law in Ukraine. Good evening and welcome to the news. First tonight, Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre held a wide-range consultative meeting with hundreds of Somali women from across the capital, focusing on their vital role in nation-building elections, constitutional reform, reconciliation, and national unity. During the event, the Prime Minister underscored the government's firm commitment to empowering women across political, administrative, and social spheres, praising their unwavering nationalism and contribution to peace, security, and the country's reconstruction efforts. It is imperative that we liberate the country from the Khawarij threat if we are to realize the Somalia we envision. Somali women are critical to achieving our long-term national goals and to collective effort to reclaim our country, said Prime Minister Hamza. He emphasized the government's determination to expand employment opportunities for women and safeguard their political and administrative representation. He further noted that women's full rights can only be achieved through the protection of every citizen's right to vote and be elected. The forum, held under the theme Defense and Elections, was organized by Somali Women's Center for Security and Peace. It brought together government ministers, including the Minister of Women and Human Rights Development and the Minister of Justice and the Constitutional Affairs, as well as members of parliament and the women leaders from various sectors of society. Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre addressed the third scientific conference of the East Africa Development Forum, highlighting the central role of institutional development, public awareness, and evidence-based planning in advancing Somalia's national transformation. In his keynote remarks, Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre underscored the foundation of successful nation building lies in strengthening institutions and crafting visionary strategies informed by rigorous research. He pointed to the National Transformational Plan Centennial Vision 2060 as a guiding framework that outlines Somalia's path to long-term growth and stability. Our country is being directed towards development grounded in research, clearly defined in National Transformational Plan and Vision 2060, he stated. The Prime Minister called on Somali scholars to play a leading role in shaping the nation's future by conducting research on critical development priorities, including poverty reduction, climate change adaptation, education reform, healthcare access, and peace-building strategies. The Somali government has laid out a national vision based on comprehensive research. Scholars and leaders must actively participate in defining where Somalia will stand tomorrow, Prime Minister Hamza emphasized. He also highlighted the importance of maximizing Somalia's natural resources and investing in the potential of its youth, noting that the government has now articulated a clear national strategy rooted in particular needs and long-term resilience. The East African Development Forum's scientific conference brought together thought leaders, researchers, and policymakers from across the region to explore solutions for sustainable development. Somalia's contribution, led by the Prime Minister, reinforced the country's commitment to knowledge-driven governance and regional cooperation. The Ministry of Defense of the Federal Government of Somalia has confirmed that a suicide bomber affiliated with the Al-Shabaab terrorist group detonated an explosive device outside Charles Ziyad Military College in Mogadishu. According to the official statement released by the ministry, the attack occurred approximately 11:20 a.m. and was perpetrated by the suicide bomber who targeted the entrance of the college. The incident is the latest in a string of desperate attempts by Al-Shabaab to disrupt Somalia's ongoing state-building and stabilization efforts. Security forces swiftly secured the area and launched a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding the attack. The ministry has pledged to share further findings with the Somali public once the investigation is complete. Authorities condemned the act of terrorism and reiterated the government's unwavering commitment to defeating Al-Shabaab and safeguarding the security of Somali people. The incident highlights the continued threat posed by extremist groups even as the Somali National Army and its partners intensify efforts to dismantle their operational networks across the country. The government calls on the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with security agencies in reporting any suspicious activity. The governor of Banaadir region and the mayor of Mogadishu, Dr. Hassan Mohammed Hussein Mungab, today laid the foundation stone for the reconstruction of June 26th Road in Hodan district. The road, which connects the Shaqalaha and Sheikh Ali Sufi junctions, had been severely damaged by the recent heavy rains in the capital. The launch marks a significant step in Mogadishu's ongoing infrastructure development and the urban renewal efforts. Mayor Mungab announced that the project will be fully funded by Banaadir Regional Development Fund, a result of recent administrative and financial reforms that have improved revenue generation. The June 26 road serves as a vital link in Hodan district, facilitating daily movement for residents and supporting local commerce. Its reconstruction is expected to ease transportation, improve drainage, and enhance public safety. The groundbreaking ceremony was attended by Deputy Governor of Banaadir Region, Mr. Mohamed Ahmed Diriye Yaboh, Deputy Governor for General Affairs, Mr. Hassan Mohamed Jumale, Governor of Hodan District, representatives from the implementing firm Doal Company, traditional elders, and the local officials. Former Puntland Parliament Speaker Abdirashid Yusuf Jibril arrived in Las Anod on Tuesday with delegation from Sanaag and Highland regions, ahead of SSC Khaatumo Regional State Completion Conference set for July the 10th. In remarks delivered earlier in the Mal Hagare, Abdirashid declared that governance by either Puntland and Somaliland over areas between Buhodle and Las Qore had ended, stating with his Warsangeli community now supporting SSC Khaatumo. He accused Puntland President Saeed Abdullahi Dane of mobilizing 5,000 troops to pressure the region and exploit its resources. The SSC Khaatumo organizing committee welcomed the delegation and recognized them as legitimate conference participants. A group of traditional elders from Sanaag and Highland regions issued a statement on Wednesday rejecting efforts to incorporate their territories in the newly recognized SSC Khaatumo administration, as political figures and other elders from the regions are expected to attend a major conference in Las Anod. The elders emphasized that both Sanaag and Highland have been part of Puntland since its founding in 1998 and remain fully integrated within the state's political and administrative structures. They called on Puntland authorities to reinforce development efforts and maintain security in the regions. In their statement, the elders asserted that no political conference had been held among local clans and denied authorizing any representatives to attend the SSC Khaatumo State Completion Conference set to begin on July 10 in Las Anod. They said no legitimate political decisions had been made to align the regions with the SSC Khaatumo administration. The group demanded a formal apology from SSC Khaatumo for what they described as interference in the internal affairs of Sanaag and Highland communities. They accused the administration of undermining regional harmony, stability, and long-standing neighborly relations. The elders also appealed to the international community, stressing that they are not party to any new administration or political agreement and have not delegated any authority to representatives attending the Las Anod conference. They urged the federal government of Somalia to uphold its constitutional duties to avoid actions that could incite division among closely linked clans, warning that political meddling could destabilize the fragile peace in North Somalia. The escalating tensions highlighted a deepening rift between Puntland, the federal government, and the SSC Khaatumo administration over territorial control and clan representation in northern Somalia. The situation remains highly volatile as preparations continue for upcoming conference in Las Anod. The Puntland government has expressed its full support for the stance taken by the traditional elders from the Sanaag and Highland regions, who recently declared their opposition to the Khaatumo administration. Puntland welcomed the elders' position as a reflection of the will of the local communities and reaffirmed its commitment to uphold the unity and territorial integrity of Puntland. The government emphasized the importance of traditional leadership in preserving stability, resolving disputes, and countering what is described as politically motivated attempts to divide the region. In a statement, Puntland reaffirmed that Sanaag and Highland are integral parts of Puntland and reject any parallel administration efforts in those areas. The Minister of Communication and Technology of Federal Government of Somalia, Mohamed Adan Muallim, is participating in the high-level summit currently underway in Geneva, Switzerland. The global event is co-hosted by the International Telecommunication Union and the Government of Switzerland, and it brings together leaders from across the world to review digital progress since the launch of the World Summit on the Information Society and the Shape the Future of Digital Transformation. During the summit, the minister held productive bilateral meetings with the Director of Telecommunication Development Bureau as well as the Ministries of Communications from Malaysia and Djibouti. The discussions focused on enhancing digital cooperation with a particular emphasizing on youth digital skills, cybersecurity, and digital governance. Minister Mohamed reaffirmed Somalia's strong commitment to deepening collaboration with ITU and global partners to ensure sustainable digital growth. He emphasized that the federal government of Somalia's view digital transformation as a key pillar of national development and inclusion. The minister was accompanied by the Director General of Somalia's National Communications Authority and Somalia's ambassador to Switzerland and Austria, Qadra Ahmed Duale. In other news, Europe's top human rights court has ruled that Russia committed human rights violations in Ukraine and is responsible for the 2014 downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, which killed 298 people. This marks the first international court ruling holding Moscow accountable for abuses since 2022 invasion. The European Court of Human Rights decision stems from cases filed by Ukraine and the Netherlands addressing issues include MH17, the abduction of Ukrainian children, and a broader violation during the conflict. Through largely symbolic, Russia was expelled from the court in 2022. The verdict is seen as a major milestone for the families of MH17 victims in their long pursuit of justice. That's all for today. We'll be back with more news updates. Until then, stay tuned with Weydii 252. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. It's good night from us.